I'm Carl from Acoustic.
And I'm Ed from Acoustic.
And we're here today to introduce the new classic series of bass combo amps. We've got a 25 watter with an 8-inch speaker. We've got a 50 watter with a 10-inch speaker and a 100 watter with a 12-inch speaker. And all three of these are housed in tilt back cabs. So if you take them, you can throw them on their side. It's going to be at a monitor tilt angle for you. Speakers pointing right up at your head for easy monitoring and listening on, especially on crowded stages, loud environments, things like that. Now, when we sat down to design all three of these amps, we really wanted to give you a lot of clean headroom on tap. So when you ride the volume dial up, you shouldn't hit any unwanted distortion or saturation or blowouts. We also redesigned the EQ section to make it even more effective for tweaking and getting the best out of your bass tone. And we've thrown our overdrive circuit into all three of these amps. So once you've got your clean tone set, you can dial in as much grit and grind as you want with the overdrive circuit. Now, before we go into some of the particulars of the B25C here, Ed, please tell us a little bit about the bass you're playing, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Today I'm playing a Fender Precision. This one is a 1958 American vintage reissue. It's completely stock. I've got flat wound strings on it, and I'm using a Livewire Elite cable straight into the amp.
So, this is the B25C. 25 watts with an 8-inch speaker. You've got a 3-band EQ with a mid-shape switch that's going to instantly cut out some of your mids, and overdrive section, and of course a master volume. Now, if I start off with the volume at about noon, and we'll take it up through max, and you should hear nothing but clean bass tone. From there, we hit our overdrive section. Here, you can add in as much grit and grind as you like. So I'll start us off with something a little subtle, and then we'll take it up to medium sort of drive, and then we'll end up at full-on saturation. From there, we hit our 3-band EQ. You've got lows, mids, and highs to shape your sound. And, of course, the mid-shape switch that'll instantly cut out certain mid-range frequencies. Very useful for slapping, popping techniques. Now, we'll take you through a couple of sounds here. We'll start off with something a little vintage sounding. So we'll roll off some of the highs to about 9. We'll leave the lows at about 2 and the mids at about 2. And let's hear where that puts us, Ed. From there, we're going to go to more of a rock tone, so we'll pull down some of the low end, pull down some of the mids. In fact, we'll scoop those out just a little bit. We'll take that to about 10 o'clock, and we'll bring back some of the high end. We'll leave that at about 10 o'clock as well. So let's hear where that sounds like, Ed. And then finally, if we just hit our mid-shape switch, it's going to put us in a pretty good zone for slapping, popping techniques, and it'd give us a taste of that. It's funky, man. It's funky. Finally, we've got a little bit of an in and out here on the front end of the amp. You've got an aux in, so if you want to run in any sort of backing tracks, any sort of metronome, anything like that to play along with, you could do that right there. And there's a headphone out as well. So plug into that, it's going to mute the internal speaker, and you're all set up for silent practice. And then, of course, right now the B25C is sitting in its normal orientation, but if you take it, put it on its side, it's going to be at a really good monitor tilt for you. And as we mentioned, it's going to make it that much easier to hear yourself in crowded stages, loud places. You know, just the average places that you end up on a gig. So that's basically the B25C, and thank you so much for listening today.